Hi, my name's Sarah Cordiner. I am a qualified course creation specialist. I have over 100,000 students in 168 countries. I do it all from home with 2 little kids. Hold the record for being the youngest university director and head of campus in Australian history. And I'm going to show you today how you can turn your knowledge into an amazing online course fast. I'm going to be taking you through the 10 major steps that you need to go through or need to know are going to happen when you start your journey for course creation. Now, don't forget, if you want to learn how to grow your very own online business, come and join my academy, sarahcorn.com/academy, where you can get access to over 40 of my action-packed online courses and a monthly live call with me for just $47. Grab it now. See you soon. So without further ado, we've got stuff to do. Let's crack on. Alrighty, so guys, this is a screenshot of my student numbers right now. I've got 69,000 students in one of my LMSs and over 42,000 in my marketplace. It still never ceases to blow my mind. I remember when I very first started my first online course a few years back, and I thought to myself, if I got 10 students, I would be absolutely, completely and utterly delighted. The biggest thing I can tell you, and we're going to be doing marketing next, how to actually market your courses, but the biggest thing I can tell you is it's about consistency. I actually didn't spend a lot of money on ads, and I got all of my first 32,000 students without spending a single dollar on paid ads at all. What is important when it comes to creating online courses is simply just staying on top of what it is that your market are asking. And I'm going to show you how to do that. What questions are they asking? What are their needs? What do they need? And the person who just consistently answers those questions and never stops is the one who wins. The difference between the people who have no students, no clients, and the people who have hundreds of thousands is purely that the one who has hundreds of thousands just kept answering questions. And you answer those questions on social media. You answer them by commenting. You answer them by doing live streams. You answer them by jumping on a blog post. You answer them by doing a video on YouTube. You can all go live on YouTube. Amazing. You simply just keep answering those. You collect those answers that you create over time and you pop them into an online course, online program, coaching program. Those of you who were in my first session, go back and watch the recording so that you have that flow of customer journeys and products behind the scenes that all this stuff is going to go into. So the last session I did actually go through what this business model looks like. So step 1 of creating an online course is making sure you have the right business model, the right customer journey. I'm not going to go into depth on this because you can watch the recording of my last session, which covers these elements. But basically what you want to be looking at first of all is, am I going to offer cheap courses, low figures, low dollars to a mass market? Low price, high volume? Or do I want to be at the higher end of the market where I'm offering high ticket courses where perhaps I'm going to have to actually involve myself, I'm going to have to involve my own personal time, but I'm going to be charging accordingly for that? Am I offering coaching programs? Am I just offering mini courses? Am I going for an academy? Am I offering done for you services? Or am I going to have all of those? And if so, what order is that going to go in? But the first step of creating that online course is, what type of online course is this going to be? Now, if you do not have one yet, I recommend that the first course you create is your lead magnet course. This course is 3 to 5 small tips of the biggest questions that people are asking in your industry. You're going to simply grab your phone, record the videos to those, and you're going to create and publish your lead magnet course. This is where all of your money comes from. It's from where all of the growth of your business comes from. So I recommend those of you, if your next step, your next action point from this program, you are going to create yourself a little mini course. Now, I'm not going to go into that because I do want you to go back and watch the recording of my first session this morning in terms of how big each of those little products are, what the pricing of each of them is, how much content will be in each of those types of programs. That was all covered in my last session. Andrea, I did see your hand go up there. Did you have a question?
I didn't think they were being recorded.
Is that right? Does anyone know that?
I believe they are.
Yeah, it said...
I don't think they are. I don't think they...
No, they're not.
Most of the time, the roundtable days are not recorded for reviewing.
Ah, okay. All right. That's interesting. All right. Well, in that case, I'll just very quickly go over your lead magnet is something that's free. It's a free mini course of 3 to 5 little videos in there that answer the top questions your audience are asking. A Kickstarter is a mini course. So you're just telling people kind of the what they need to do. It's going to be low priced so that people just have, you know, a 60 to 90 minute quick start session. If you're going into offering more of like an authority program, you might want to be looking at a 4 to 8 week or to 12 week type immersion program. It's self-study only, but you're going to be going into giving them the answers to every question they have on your topic. You might include templates, checklists, downloads, but basically you're going to leave no rock unturned in an authority flagship course. They're going to take that themselves, go through all the content, and they're going to come out with the result that they bought the course for. Coaching program basically is everything you know, but plus you. So it could be a 30-day immersion program where you're coaching, doing a live call once a week. Maybe you do some service for them. Maybe you do some one-on-one coaching, but it's basically where you now start to become involved in that learning experience, in that learning process. An academy is basically when you're charging a monthly fee for anything. It could be a monthly fee in return for a live call with you once a month to answer their questions. It could be that you start creating lots of mini courses and pop all of those in the membership area on top of having a live call with you. In terms of how that looks, it would depend on obviously what it is that your area of expertise is. But this first stage is basically, what products am I going to offer? Which one am I going to create first? And where is it going to fit into my bigger business model? Basically, the whole point of this stage is to realize that your online course or your online program should not be something in isolation on its own over here. It does need to be put into your business model so that it complements. Maybe it's just something that leads people into your main business operations, or it's something that's going to be your focus, and all the other services that you already offer are just going to become add-ons or upsells. But this is what you need to think about in stage one. Where is this going to fit? What purpose does this serve in my business? And how am I going to draw people through my business? And where is this course going to sit in regards to everything else that I do? So that would be the first stage that you would consider when you are creating an online program. Now, the next step is to pick our topic. So if we now know what kind of sized course we get, is it a big mama? Is it everything we're focusing on? Now it's like, well, what is it I'm going to teach? And the truth is, a lot of you probably have a lot of things that you can teach. You have lots of different expertise, lots of different things that you can cover. But when you're first starting out, I recommend that you kind of focus just on this area of niche that you want to be seen as an expert in. You are definitely going to get more students if you become known for being expert in a particular topic. Now, it doesn't mean when you do that you can't teach anything else. I am known as course creation expert, right? That's the one thing I promote. That's the one flag I fly. But inside my academy, I've got over 60 courses. I've got book publishing, email marketing, like heaps of other stuff. But I promote myself as being an expert in one particular thing. When I've got that audience in behind the scenes and I've got their email addresses, then they discover that there's all these other ways I can help them too. And that's how I keep people in my business. But you are going to be better off starting from that very small bullet point and getting people directly in there, then offer them other stuff when they're in. Now, topic is, if you're not sure what it is yet, and you're still trying to work out what it is that you want to become a leading industry expert in when you've got so many things you could be, I do always say to people, write down on, hang on, let me reword this. Grab yourself a piece of A4 paper, write 3 columns, and at the top of the first column, write down 50 things that I love. At the top of the middle column, write down 50 things that I'm good at. And on the top of the third column, write down 50 things that I have experience in. And then simply start going through and listing them. So things that you love to do, and be completely random, right? You know, I love to paint, I love to walk, I love animals, I love my kid, I love chocolate, and then you just keep going, just let it go, and dump. Keep going for more than 50 if you can. Things that you're good at, doesn't necessarily mean that you have qualifications in these things that you just seem to be good at. And remember what's obvious to you. Sometimes you don't see these things because you just must do them all day, every day. I often find that it's what you do every day that actually is your magical skill. It's become so automatic to you, you don't realize how good you are at it. To other people, it would be really, really hard. So 50 things that you're good at. And then 50 things that you have experience in. So this could be qualifications, it could be work experience, it can be life experience. And I really want to highlight that one because a lot of people who go out to teach and start, being an expert in something, they say, but I'm not qualified, or but I don't have any special accreditation. I feel like an imposter because I can't possibly go and teach this thing because I'm not qualified in this area. The fact that you have been through something in your life is your qualification. You're not dead. You survived it. You overcame something. And perhaps you have results that other people would absolutely just dream to have. How did you get there? What strategies and methods did you use? Is exactly what qualifies you. When you are going out to teach an online course, you don't necessarily have to say, this is the way to do this. Everyone else is stupid. This is the way, this is the right way, and everyone else is wrong. What you're saying is, over the years, I have done X, Y, and Z. And I have found that these particular strategies have worked for me. I have found that these particular methods have worked for my clients. And I'm going to share with you the ways that I have found have worked. So that way you're simply sharing what it is that you did, what you found were your success strategies, and you're not poo-pooing anyone else, and you're not claiming that your way is the only way. So you can't get trolled for that, but you're being completely authentic by saying, here are the strategies that I have found have best worked. There are a billion ways to create online courses, but I am sharing with you the 10 steps that I feel from my experience as a qualified professional are the right ways to go about creating a course, but I'm not saying that the other ways are wrong. I've seen a few hands go up, so sorry, did anyone want to speak there? Ryan, hi.
Hi there. Good to chat, Sarah. I've listened to some of your recordings in the past, so thank you for allowing us to do it live. One of my questions, just off the back of what you just said, I've got a couple of areas. I wouldn't call them niches. They're very close. Well, they are, but they're very close to each other. Would you offer any significance to also what might be the pool of audience that might also be more affluent or have more available funds? So just very briefly, I'm a builder developer. I've been a business coach in the past, an advisor, and well known. I'm a housing awards judge. I've got a great character story to position myself. One of my markets in building and renovations, because I own a large brand and with designers and we're award winning, for mum and dad kind of people wanting to be educated, needing help, but also my previous life as a consultant and a coach to trade. And I have a real passion to help others. And I've also got the experience of walk the path. So again, the experience to share it with others. I would say the latter are a more affluent and in demand of education and support of a character like mine in the marketplace. So my question is simply about, I'm trying to follow your instructions and just be the expert in one area. And would the potential reward, meaning remuneration, I think there'd be more money in the space for these products for the trade and industry as opposed to mums and dads. Do you have any advice in regards to trying to niche in two things, or going with something? I'm not for the money, but there would be one I think would be a space that has a more affluent or more affordable audience.
And so in the, you went in the previous session where with this is where I say to you, you can have one topic but multiple products. So if I'm just going to flip back to this stage here, this is where you can create a mini or low priced product with that same expertise and build up an authority flagship version, which kind of sits in the middle of that price market, and a high ticket version, which would involve you being a consultant or you being a coach in terms of that particular content. So to give you an example with mine, I say I specialize in course creation. I have free stuff on course creation. I've got a cheap mini course on like the 10 steps to course creation. It's basically this, but in a bit more depth because I have more time. And then I have, my coaching program, which is a bit more expensive. Then I have done for you services, which is more expensive. Then I have consulting, which is much more expensive. It's the same content, the same area of expertise, but delivered in different depths. Some of it without me, cheaper. Some of it with me, more expensive. So that's what I'd recommend that you focus on. Like, for instance, there's platforms like Udemy So Udemy is a marketplace. You could create a small mini course if you're looking for exposure and not income. A small mini course on a platform like Udemy. It has 30 million students on there that talks all about, you know, these the main steps or the main considerations for somebody I know who maybe wants to start their own construction business, as an example, because that's going to be the more public market. Then go in and create your own sort of more in-depth programs on your own platform, your own learning management system, which I'm going to talk about in this presentation. This is where you can now start to include your coaching element, your consulting upsells, your higher ticket stuff, because this is the platform that you own, you run, you control. Where you can offer the exact same kind of topics, but at a much higher level and at the higher ticket price range.
Thank you.
Someone else had their hand up there. All good? No? All right, I'll carry on for now. So going back to, you've now written out 50 things that you love, 50 things that you're good at, 50 things that you have experience in, either professional or non. Yes, Kate, hi.
Yeah, so I have a very specific knowledge to my industry that everyone is always trying to get out of me. So but I look at it and I think I want to create a high ticket course item because it is such a specific knowledge. Can you just have like a single high value item without going in at the lower levels as well?
Absolutely, yes. So I always say that as long as you have a lead magnet for free, which is going to actually collect the email addresses in the first place, you may be somebody that focuses only on high ticket end of the market. Now I've just noticed my camera actually is recording, so I'm gonna. That means my last session was recorded. If you guys, if you guys just shoot me an email, sarah@sarahcordiner.com. I will send you the recording of the last session as well that goes into that stuff in a bit more depth. So sarah@sarahcordiner.com, just shoot me an email saying, hi, I was on the blueprint. I'll send you the links to all the recordings from this end. So absolutely.
Sarah, when we came in, it said recording in process. So there was a notification just as
brilliant.
Yeah.
That's good. So yeah, it's definitely recording at my side. I would definitely say to you from that first session, you can kind of look at, do I want to have sort of low price stuff and high price stuff? I mean, that is my recommendation, because why not have all elements of the market? Why not help everybody at every end of the market? And you know, why not be able to tap into the income that comes from that? You know, we're in business, guys. It's not wrong to say I'm here to earn money. We have a business, we have to earn money or we can't help anybody. But yeah, if you're someone that only wants to work with that top end of the market, absolutely fantastic as well. There's definitely no right or wrong in which of the ingredients, the types of products you choose and who you choose to offer those to. Absolutely.
It's mine is a specific thing because I'm a photographer, so I can't be face to face at the moment, but I have a knowledge that other photographers want. I don't want it to be the primary focus of my business, but it may be something that assists me through lockdown periods. That's where I'm kind of I don't want to be doing huge amounts. I just want to do one course. That's my backup.
Absolutely. So I would say for you, definitely go for that kind of authority flagship course, because that's kind of your big mama. Here's everything I'm going to cover, but you've got to pay for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So once you've got your 3 columns, here are the things I'm good at, here are things I have experience in, here are the things that I love. Go back through it and rate everything out of 10, where 1 is I'm not very good at it, I don't really love it, and I don't have experience, and 10 is I absolutely love it, I'm really good at this, and I do have experience in it. For everything that's a 10, get a highlighter, highlight it green, and then you will start to see if there are some themes that are really fitting together there. Everything that's 10 out of 10 are your potential high ticket or high income or really profitable course topic ideas that you should certainly consider adding in to your array of offerings. And it may be very interesting to see what comes out. I've had people do this and completely change their whole business, like literally change the whole thing that they're an expert in completely, because we can become so sidetracked with what we're being reactively forced to look at that we do. When we sit down and do this, who am I? What is it that I really have to give? People go, oh my gosh, I've been like running the wrong business for years. And so this is a really great way to do this. I've got a note here, the lifeline exercise, just really quickly. This is where I get people to draw a massive line up on their wall. or just stick butcher's paper all over one wall and draw a big line along the bottom and little dots for every 5 years of their life, and go through and along the top put post-it notes for every positive thing that's happened to you, every success that you've had, every achievement that you've had, like right from when you got that swimming badge from when you were 4 to everything you've been proud of ever doing. And on the bottom put down, you know, all the tough challenges you've got through, the things that you've survived, the things that you've overcome, the dark days that you've wandered through and reached the other side of. Because these things together, your achievements, the things that other people want too, and the dark things that you've got through, other people are going through those dark things and you're out the other side. And you can actually sit down and look at those hard challenges, those dark days, those challenges that you've been through, and go, what did I actually do to get through that? Because you may not think that you did anything, but when you look back at it, there maybe was some book that you read, some lesson that you learned, some methodology, some thing that you ate, a routine that you took on board, I don't know, some mindset that you applied. You will find that behind every success and every thing that was bad that you got through, you applied some strategies. And there are other people out there going, I will pay money to know what those strategies are, so I don't have to learn the hard way. This is where your course comes from. It comes from your life. And it comes from you being able to sit down and go, this is what I did. Here are the things I did for that good thing or to get through that bad thing. Guys, that's where your magic is that people are going to pay for. These are the things that make your program completely unique, because you are sharing, here's how I did this particular thing. People will connect with you, your way of speaking, your character, your personality. This is why there is no such thing as competition in this space, particularly if you're sharing your things that you did to get through whatever it was, or to get whatever result it was. So doing this exercise should help you come up with some topic ideas. And now you're going to put that on top of, you know, where this is going to fit in your overall business model. Now, step number 3 is going, okay, so now I've got my topic. Is there actually market demand for this? Is anyone even going to buy this? Like, is this something that people will pay for? Now, I just want to pre-frame this with what's her name, Gwen, whatever her name, I've forgotten her name now because I'm not a celebrity person, literally made billions of dollars recently selling candles that smelt like her vajayjay, right? So this is an actual thing. People will buy whatever it is that that you're offering, provided you reach the right market. But if you want to make sure, here are a few things that we're going to do. My first favorite thing to do to check whether something has market demand is to go to a website called answerthepublic.com. Now, this is also where we're going to find the content for our course. This is absolutely one of my favorite things. Has anyone seen this one before? Couple, yeah, it's just so cool. Now, Answer the Public basically curates questions that have been typed into Google that have been asked more than a certain volume of times. So anything that comes up on here is an extremely high volume search. Now, I don't know what number that is, but it has to have reached a certain number of thousand searches per day in order for it to come up here. So this means that whatever comes up here is in demand, like it is literally being typed into Google at an extremely high volume right now, and it updates this daily. So what I'm going to do here is, let's pretend my online course is going to be about essential oils. Let's pretend. And I want to I always set mine to the United States just because it has a higher search volume, and I'm going to press search. And what this is going to do is bring up all the questions that people are actually typing into Google right now on the 26th of July, 2021. And it's going to tell me what those questions are that have reached a certain search volume. So this is extremely powerful. Boom. I mean, that is a lot of questions coming up. So I've got there 80 questions that have reached a certain volume of searches. So I'm going to just change this to data, but you can see here, are they safe? Can I use them for cats? Can I use them for dogs? Can I use them for babies? Are they flammable? Are they edible? Are they safe to inhale? Are they good for skin? Can they be ingested? Do they make you sick? Blah, blah, blah. Right, look at all these questions. So if I was creating a course on essential oils, I would simply print this list out, and you can actually download the CSV file right there. I would print this list out, highlight everything that I can answer right now, and I would just go and film the answers. This would create immediately an online course that is going to be massively in demand. How do I know it's in demand? Because the actual world is Googling these questions right now. This is how you create a course that's in demand that will sell. If people are asking questions about it, back to my slide here, if they are talking about it or asking questions about it and it's trending, your course will sell. as long as you do the marketing.
Sarah, would you be doing like a video per question, or would you be grouping them into a topic kind of thing? Like, are you doing a volume of many answers, or are you kind of just speaking for half an hour and ticking off lots of them?
No, so always one video per one tip. One video is the answer to one single question, and there's a reason why when it comes to marketing later. Main reason in terms of online learning is that people drop in and out. So you just want to go one answer, one question at a time per video, so that they never kind of feel like they've got to rewind or catch up to get back to wherever they were. But for marketing purposes, recording one answer to one question, it gets you much higher SEO, because if somebody typed in, are essential oils safe for dogs, and you have one video on that, you pop that up on YouTube, because it exactly matches the question, your YouTube video will come up in the search results as number one. If it's a blog post, perhaps you take that YouTube video, put it in the blog post, you have a blog post with that answer as well. Now you have two pieces of content that exactly match the question, the search term, means you're gonna have two pieces of content that now dominate the answers that come up in the search results. So this is why later on for marketing, it's really, really powerful. Also, if you're sitting there in Facebook groups and someone goes, does anyone know if essential oils are safe for dogs? Boom, you just grab the link to your YouTube video and like, hey, I actually did a video on this. So it just makes it much more personalized way of getting those answers to people and showing yourself as the expert.
With short videos like that, would you be looking to use some of them in your lead magnet or email sequence or nurturing sequence, 100%. I should say, and that sort of thing as well?
Absolutely, yes. Yep. So using the methods that I'm going to share a couple of today, we'll be picking the top 3 to 5 of these questions that we see the most, that we see coming up the most, and we'd be making those our lead magnet. We'd be taking about 10, 15, 20 of them to make a mini course, and we'd be taking up to sort of 50 of them to make our authority flagship program or our coaching program. So each of these videos, generally speaking, rough idea would be around up to 10 minutes, sort of 2 to 9 minutes seems to be the average length that people can hold their attention for when getting a question answered. Doesn't mean it's wrong if the answer's longer than that, but just to give you a rough idea. So yeah, if we were going to have like a big mama flagship program, you would be answering 50 of these questions in up to or around 10 minutes per video. Cool. All right. So another place that I look when it comes to, is it trending? Is this worthwhile adding this content in or creating this course? Is this likely to sell? But also to help us find content at the same time is to find things called listicles. So listicles are basically list articles. These are an incredible way for you to go, is this popular? And what else can I include in my course? So what we're going to do is we're going to type in ways to, and then whatever your topic is. So if mine is essential oils, ways to essential oils, boom. And what we're going to try and do is find these 5 ways to lose weight, 21 days to have a great sex life, 3 ways to be happier. These are listicles. So here there's one that's come up here. So I'm going to click on that and we're going to scroll through this and find the tips that they're giving and go, okay, these are tips that I can start teaching. Now, what I tend to do at this stage is I actually start putting these on Post-it notes. So one way to use essential oils is to diffuse them. So on my Post-it notes, I would type in number 1, diffuse, and I'd stick that up on my wall. So I start collecting these tips and popping them up on a board, on a window, wherever it is, on a mirror that I can find these. I'm going to keep scrolling through. Are these things that I can teach? Another way to use them is to inhale them. Another way to use them is to massage with them. So I'd go through these listicles and just pull out tips that I understand, that I know I can teach in my own particular way. So first of all, from this method, we're actually getting content now. The other reason why this method and how it relates to market demand is this article has come up on the first page of Google. This tells me that this is a highly popular page because it's coming up on page 1. Now, I've actually downloaded a free tool called Google Keyword. It's a free Chrome extension. This tells me that this particular article is getting 121,000 visitors per month, right? So this is clearly a very, very popular article. It has high market demand. People are clicking on it. This means it's well worth teaching this course. It also tells me what content is in that course that is popular, which I'm going to then extract from to collect my tips, meaning I'm creating content that is in demand. Now, another method to use, just to again find, are people talking about it, is using search results in Facebook groups. So this is my group, by the way. If any of you are not in there, do come along and join it. It's called Entrepreneur to Edupreneur, course creators. But let's pretend, I'll stick with my essential oils. I don't think anything's in this group. What you're going to do is you're going to go to a group where your audience are hanging out. So for me, if I was creating a course on essential oils, it's most likely that women are going to be taking it, and I'm going to want to target women that have money. So I'd probably be going into like women entrepreneurs groups. I'd probably go and just join all of those types of groups. And join them. When you're inside the group that has your target audience in there, use this little search button. There's a little search button here. So I might type in essential oils, if that was what my course was about, and hit search. Now, it's probably going to be not very many talks on essential oils in my course creation group. But what it will do is it will actually bring up every single post that has that keyword in it. So you can scroll through and you will find questions that are being asked right now that will, if people are talking about it and questions are coming up, you know it has market demand. At the same time, you might want to see what the questions are and start sticking them on more post-it notes and putting them up on your wall. Because obviously, if people are asking it and they're talking about it, it's going to be content that's going to be well worth putting inside your course. So they're just a couple of the strategies for checking market demand. I'll give you one more, just I'll fly through at high speed, is to go to Google Trends. So go to Google Trends, whack that search in. Google Trends is completely free. It just tells you whether something is trending up or down. So if I put in my example here, essential oils, let's pretend that's my course, essential oils course. So type it in. You want to change the location to worldwide, and you want to change the date duration to 2004 till present. That's when data started being collected. And this will give you a graph. You can see here that the search volume for essential oils has massively gone up over time. This tells me this topic is trending, which means it's well worth creating this course. It's going up in searches. If it's flat and it's been flat the whole time, definitely high market demand. Flat means it's evergreen. So these are topics like leadership, love, healthy eating, weight loss, like things that are always just going to be popular. So flat means good, going up means good, going down means you might want to change the word. Often it's the word that's being used. You know, maybe that essential oils is trending downwards. I'd change something to like alternative therapy or something like that, or alternative healing or something like that. Boom, that's not working, that's going down. So instead of alternative, I would just type in alternative, see what comes up there. I've spelled it wrong, so that's not going to work. But I would play around with the words because, you know, it could just be that we're using the wrong word. And that's the difference between selling a course and not selling a course, because what they're typing in is different. So that's just to get you started, guys, on looking whether something has market demand, but that will certainly be enough for you to be quite confident whether something has market demand or not. I do have a lot of other strategies that you can use, but that's just to get going for now. So provided you've done that and you're confident that your topic has market demand, step number 4 is to then start determining what is it that my course is going to be about. What am I going to include? What is it I'm promising my students? Because the only thing that separates happy, amazing 5-star reviews and please can I have a refund is whether or not your course delivered what it said it was going to deliver. That's it. That's the difference, right? If you say this course is only going to teach you one thing, and it does, you're still going to get 5-star reviews, as much as a course that says it's going to teach 5,000 things and does. So the next thing I want you to do is get 3 columns on a big piece of paper. So on a piece of paper, 3 columns. Column number 1, I want you to write do. Column number 2, no. And column number 3, feel. And what you're going to do, now you've done all this research, you should have all your post-it notes up on the wall behind you. You've gone through the listicles, you've gone through Answer the Public. You've got a really good idea now as to some of the stuff you're probably going to include in your course, albeit that it's a post-it note explosion at the moment. And what I want you to do is go, what is it that I really want to teach in this program? Okay, I'm going to go for an authority flagship. I know I want to include about 50 of these tips in here that I'm going to answer. So looking at those, by the end of this course, I want you to imagine you're talking to the student. By the end of this course, you will be able to, so this is in the do column. By the end of this course, you will be able to. And then I want you to bullet point every practical skill that they are going to be able to do. This is something that they can physically show you, that they could physically demonstrate, that you could watch them doing if you happen to be in person with them. So every practical skill they'll gain. So go and look at your list of post-it notes and all those things. They will learn the methodology for the 10 steps to, I don't know, write down the actual doing practical stuff. In the knowing column, by the end of this course, you will know. You will have gained the following knowledge. You will gain the following concepts. You will understand how to do X, Y, and Z. And then in the feelings column, I want you to write a plus and a minus. By the end of this course, you will feel, and then I want you to list all of the positive feelings they will have, more confident in. You will feel, I know if it's a health course, you will feel lighter. You will feel less anxious about blah, 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 blah. In the negative column section, you will no longer feel anxious. You will no longer feel fear. You will no longer worry about X, Y, and Z. So all the things they will feel that are great and all the things they will no longer feel that are bad. I mean, look at that. And you're going to now have basically the start of your sales page, guys. You're going to be listing everything that those students are going to get out of your program. The student's going to be able to read that and absolutely know black and white what they're going to get from your course, which means they're going to be happy if you actually deliver that. But also, it tells you now what you're going to include in your course. So once you've written those learning outcomes, you're actually going to be able to see what of those post-it notes you are not going to include in the course, right? Because we're only going to include content that's going to match what it is that we're teaching. All the other post-it notes you've collected, because this course could be bigger than Ben-Hur, of course, all these other post-it notes you collected can go into pile for later, pile for another course I'll create later down the line. You're only going to include content that directly relates to a learning outcome that you're putting down for this particular program. Everything else gets saved for later. Now, by the way, there is a very specific way to write learning outcomes, and I haven't got time to go into that today. But if you go to sarahcorn.com/starter kit, that little line at the bottom there, I do have a free learning outcomes cheat sheet inside that starter kit there, if you'd like to grab that. But I'm going to move on fast. 10 minutes to go. We've got a message. I'm going to speed through, really halfway through the 5 steps. So step number 5 is you are going to now gather all that content. So luckily I've covered that already. So you're going to go to some of those methods, some of those places, answer the public, Facebook, listicles, and you're going to start brain dumping post-it notes like we've got on the image here, and just think 1 tip per post-it note, okay? 1 tip only. The reason why I'm giving you 1 post-it note is so that you can only write 1 word on there. I don't want you starting to write scripts or anything. 1 word, 1 tip. Now this post-it note is going to become 1 video, and it's going to answer 1 question only. So that's how I want you to be writing down your post-it notes as you're collecting your content and sticking it up on the wall. Now, once you've done that exercise, I recommend spending an hour or 2 on that exercise. You should have quite a lot of post-it notes by that point. What we want to do now for steps number 6 of creating a course is to now start structuring it together. What I like to do is kind of look at all the post-it notes up on the wall and see if stuff kind of fits into families, if they fit into little groups. Now, these little groups, I'm going to start sticking them all together, are basically going to become our modules. So as an example for nutrition, I might find there's a bunch of stuff that fits into hydration. There's a bunch of stuff that fits into carbs. There's a bunch of stuff that fits into sleep. There's a bunch of stuff that fits into exercise. I'm just going to start moving all those post-it notes around into little clusters, little families that just kind of feel like they fit together. Now, note, modules do not have to have the same amount of lessons in each one, okay? People get like, oh, it has to look the same and be even. Some modules might have 2 videos in it. Some modules might have 20 videos in it. Modules are purely a way of organizing content into themes, okay? So you do not need to have the same amount of lessons in each one. However they come out is however they come out. Once we've got our modules together, then we're simply just going to order the lessons, reorder the post-it notes into the order we want those lessons to be. So some of you will be teaching things that are very progressive. They literally have to go, here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3. So you're just going to reorder your post-it notes where you've got lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4. Then you move into module 2, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4. So this is how I imagine what you've got here. All of these just become post-it notes that I'm just ordering in the right way. Now, some of you might have something like, I know, an example could be how to be more happier. They might not necessarily have an order of 1, 2, 3. So you're just going to move them around into what feels like a nice order to put them in. So we're just going to structure everything into modules and lessons for step 6. Now, once I've done this with my post-it notes, I like to use, for instance, like a Trello board to go and put all of my lessons into. And also on top of that, I like to put them into a course plan outline. Now, in that free course creation starter kit there is a course plan outline for you to fill in. And I teach you how to fill that in so that it works for you when you start filming as well. I've just seen a chat come up. Trello is great for organizing course lessons. Yes, it is. I love it. I'm going to keep speeding through. Course step number 7 is once you've put everything into your course outline, you're then going to decide, am I going to teach this tip by a video? Am I going to have a quiz? Is it going to be an audio file? Is it going to be a download lesson? So the cool thing about learning management systems is you can create a lesson for each of these different types of content. So I recommend, as far as possible, that each tip is answered with a video, that each lesson is delivered via video. It is the most engaging manner to connect with another human being other than being face-to-face. It's easier for you to explain yourself. It's easier for you to get your character across. It's easier for the student to stay connected to the screen when they have a face there talking. So I recommend video, but this is where you're going to be looking at your course plan outline and you're going to be going, can I add like a meditation, an audio file here? Do I want them to have a downloadable worksheet? Do I want to have a little workbook that I create that they can fill in here? So that would be a download. Is this just going to be a text lesson? You know, am I just going to have some written text in here with some images that might be showing? Am I going to give them a quiz or a little pop quiz or sort of a quick personal test to get through each of these particular different exercises? So this is where you're going to start working out what method you're going to use to actually deliver the content itself. Then step number 8, you want to start thinking about your technology. So how are you going to teach this? Now, guys, I'm telling you now, if you've got a webcam or a phone, you already have all the technology you need to deliver your content. Like I said in my previous workshop, people are not coming for the Hollywood production. They're coming for the answers to the questions. This here, I'm here at home in my spare room talking to the webcam. This is perfectly sufficient to deliver information. You press record, you have your video content saved as an MP4 and you upload it. Another couple of things I recommend, good audio and good lighting. This ring light is like 20 bucks on Amazon. You can get them in Kmart now for about $15, $10. So just grab yourself a ring light so that you're nice and well lit. I'm in front of a window today with the sun shining on my face, which makes it nice and light. And get yourself a little lapel microphone. I don't have one next to me right now. A little lapel microphone, you can get them for $20 on Amazon. And they actually, you know, just make your audio sound beautiful. If you go to sarahcordiner.com/equipment, I've actually made a list of all of the different equipment I use and that I recommend that you can get all on Amazon. So it's nice and easy for everyone. So that's sarahcordiner.com/equipment if you want a list of suggestions of what I've got on my computer screen here to record all of my courses nice and easily. Then finally, your actual course tech itself. You can have a learning management system, you can have a marketplace, or you can have a plugin to a website. I strongly recommend using a learning management system because it makes it super easy for building courses. I'm going to be doing another lesson today on how to use an LMS. But basically, the only software you need is a platform to host your courses, like Thinkific or Kajabi or LearnWorlds. You may at some point want a website so that it says, you know, go to mywebsite.com/courses and boom, it takes people to your learning management system. And the third piece of software I recommend you need is an email marketing software. The email marketing software then can completely continue to upsell people through all of your products for you. I'm going to be doing an email workshop today as well, so that people can move through all of your different product offerings. You know, they may go from your free thing to your coaching program. They may go from your free thing to your academy. You use your email marketing software to not only move people through those products, but also you can create automated welcome sequences to keep your students engaged at each course they enroll in. You know, if you've got an 8-week program, you just create an automatic email sequence that will check in with them once a week automatically. Hey, Sarah, how are you getting on? By now you should be in module 1. Hey, Sarah, how are you getting on? By now you should be in module 2. This is done automatically by email marketing software. And it's a really great way for you to look like you're completely in charge of the process. So they're the 3 pieces of software I'd recommend: a learning management system, a website, and email marketing software. If you've got those, you have everything you need to deliver an absolute 5-star learning experience to your students and make you look really, really good. And then finally, step number 10 is when you start the marketing. And this is when the real journey begins. Your course will only sell as much as your marketing is being worked on. My next session after this is actually how to market an online course. So I won't go into this one in too much detail. This is all about what the steps are, not so much how to do them. Now, I highly recommend organic marketing. Organic marketing is a way that will continue to work for you forever, regardless of any budget you may or may not have. The other type of marketing, as you know, is paid marketing, doing your paid ads, paid YouTube ads, paid Facebook ads, paid Google ads, paying to do distributions on people's email lists. I know paying to get exposure using affiliates, for instance. But organic marketing is certainly the way that has made my business growing the most. My first 32,000 students came without any paid ads. We have 1 minute left. So I'd recommend then taking the content that you've created from your course and repurposing that content as things like blog posts, social media posts, and videos that you release on YouTube that are going to promote people back into your course in the first place. So there we have it, my friends. That is the 10 major steps to creating an online course. Now, of course, not so much how, but I hope that's given you an overview. Brilliant, awesome. Next session is how to market and promote your online courses. I hope to see some of you there. Now, don't forget, if you want to learn how to grow your very own online business, come and join my academy, sarahcordiner.com/academy, where you can get access to over 40 of my action-packed online courses and a monthly live call with me for just $47. Grab it now. See you soon. Let's go.